How's everyone doing? Well, welcome to 5 Minutes of Faith and Fitness. And today we're going to get into God's Word, and we're going to see how we can utilize His Word to get us fit, not just physically, but more importantly, spiritually, to not serve self, but to serve others. Let's get in it. In James 1, verse 22 says, "But be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves." And we deceive ourselves in so many areas of life. I know I have. Back before rededicating my life to the Lord, this verse right here is the kind of pivot point in my life where I rededicated my life back to the Lord. God was like, quit talking about things you're going to do and instructing even your family members, your wife, and telling them what to do, and you're not even doing yourself. So you got to be a doer and not just a yapper. Quit yapping and get out there and do. And so what that means is you need to respond to what God is telling you to do and then take action. Are we taking action in life? I remember that God was, I was telling my wife, you get back to church and you need to start memorizing verses and read the Bible and this. And I wasn't even doing this. God had me get up and start walking the church, right? We had a big turnaround financially in our life, and it was a blessing in disguise, walking the church and my wife not even knowing that I was going there, and God started doing the transformation from the inside out. You know, you don't have to tell other people. They know the way you talk, they know the way you act, your thoughts, your speech, your love, your joy, your smile. Everything is different when you are connected to the source of love. And then that's when we are doing what God is instructing us to do, there's so much peace. And I believe that, I know in my life that so many times being just like a seat warm of sitting in church, right? So many of us just sit in church and we hear great teachings from our pastors. We hear great teachings and great advice and so many things to do. But then when Monday comes, we don't do anything about it. Monday through Saturday, how is your life? How is your life outside of being around those who are speaking about Christ? How is your life when you're the only person, the minority in that group? Maybe you went to work or back home or with friends. How does that look? Are we standing up for truth? Are we deceiving ourselves and just going right back into our old ways? See, any kind of change that comes about, there's sacrifice. There's things that we have to give up and things that we have to stop doing. But it's these little steps. Physically, same thing. Those who talk about going to the gym, those who talk about getting into shape, those who talk about doing things to better their fitness life. But when we look at it, are you doing those things? Sometimes we have so much information overload, blah, 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 with so much fitness, so much spiritual stuff that it paralyzes us to do nothing. So we're just listening, planning out these great plans, and we're just planning and planning and planning. A year goes by, we're still planning. They look great on paper, but we haven't taken even the step of walking through the door at the gym, walking through the door at the church, walking through picking up the phone and calling that person that God is instructing you to do. There's something that God is instructing you to do right now as I'm speaking to you. God is instructing you to do, and He's been doing it for some time. What is that? And let's take action. Let's not talk about it. Let's not what ifs and try to play out these scenarios. What's going to happen if I fail? If I do this? Go do it. Go do it. And there's so many lessons in getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. That's the motto of our gym. The fit to serve method is about getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. And the only way you can do that is being a doer of the word. It's not just, hey, that sounds like a cool saying. We have to do it. I remember these last couple of weeks, we entered this triathlon, and there was training and training and training. I'd never been in a swimming environment besides the backyard. I've never been in a lake. And these fearful moments of each week of swimming, maybe just 25 meters, one lap, into 2 laps, into 4 laps, into 10, 20, 30 laps, and then now taking that into the lake. It's a whole nother world. Oh man, the fear, the what ifs, the scary in a situation of failing or not, or just dying, right? It's like, if I can get out of the water, it's a win, right? But so many times in life, we are swimming that lap and we get to one side out of breath. Absolutely. I was so out of breath. But you know what? God gives you the next interval, gives you a little rest, 30 seconds, 1 minute, whatever that rest to work ratio. And then he has you do another lap, and then another lap, another lap, another lap. You know what? You're doing it. You're not listening to it. I didn't go on YouTube, listen about swimming, listen about biking and running. I had to go do it and had wise people around me instructing me. What can I do? And spiritually do the same thing. Put those wise people around you, because as you're veering off and you're getting out of breath and you're holding on to your little orange buoy guy and you're floating around, you know what? You continue to learn from each time you get into the water. But we got to get into the water. We have to get in the water and keep our eyes on Jesus. Ask Peter, right? Keep your eyes on him. He'll do amazing things. He wants to do amazing things in all of our lives, trusting in him and doing the simple. Do the common uncommonly well. We talk about that all the time. But let us be doers of the word, not hearers only, because you know what? Those who hear, those who are puffed up and just all about knowledge and all kinds of ways of wisdom and what they can do, but they're not doing. Be a doer. And it just takes a little bit of doing. And then God will give you the next thing to do, the next thing and next thing. Guys, I'm speaking to myself as God speaking through me. But listen, we all need to practice this, stay in this, and get better at this. This matures us and gets us better at being followers of Christ. That's what it's about. Be ambassadors of Christ. Do what he's calling you to do, keeping it simple. Guys, it's scary times out there, but you know what? It's scary without Jesus. God bless. Love you guys. Bye.